Oh, a new toy to play with. Welcome.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Hey, Jack, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Much appreciated. Let's see here. Go promote myself in this server. Go promote myself in this server. I'm doing fine. I had a fun D&D session today. I am feeling a lot better, which I will go into that in a bit for those that don't know. Let me just get out all my links and I will tell everyone just like what has been happening with me for the past couple or so days. Also, yep, RPG horror stories, because I figured, I was just like recently given the idea, I've not touched upon this one yet, and I think it would be a lot of fun if we did something like that. I mean, some of these stories might get very aggravating, I say that, but it'll be kind of entertaining, and I'll probably throw in some, like, more uplifting stories if it gets too much at times. Hey, Inel. Hope you're doing well. Let's see here, last one as soon as horror stories, and then after this I should be ready. I should be good to go. Very low RNG today. Can I still go and work tonight? You sure can. Today's gonna be a chill stream, so you are more than welcome to lurk in my hoodie. Hello, welcome everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. Sorry I didn't stream Friday. So I had a disappointment on, first of all, Mario Party stream was a lot of fun. But I had a disappointment on Thursday, and I forget if I was doing something on Thursday. Oh yeah, I was on Sharky's stream for a little bit, right, yeah. But yeah, Thursday I had a disappointment. More root canals, all hunky-dory, and a little rough. It was a little painful. It wasn't unbearably painful, but it was just like, oh gosh, yeah, I can actually feel that. All that was said and done. I went, grabbed my meds, even got my blood drawn for other reasons, and I went to bed. I took a nap. When I woke up, I had the my girlfriend was just like, hey, we don't have anything to eat for lunch, so, what should we eat for lunch? And I'm just like, I had the brilliant plan of, going, you know what, let's eat at Jimmy John's, and let's just eat the crunchiest sandwich, because that's what you should do. Hoshi, thank you for the raid of 6. I was watching some of your stream. How was it? I hope it was fun. I mean, it looked fun. Portal 2's a really good game, despite me never finishing it. I should probably give you a shout out because I don't think June is around. And I know you're one of my mods, Hoshi, but I don't think you can give yourself a shout out. So I will give you a shout out. One moment. I think I spelled that right. Yeah, go follow my friend, my best friend Hoshi. She means a lot to me. She's really nice. She's a very chaotic gremlin, which is what I love about her. She's great. You absolutely should go check her out. I play D&D with her as the dungeon master on Tuesdays. So if you love D&D, go check us out. It's a very chaotic good time. Most of the time. When she's not trying to traumatize me. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I made the dumb mistake of ordering something like crunchy when like I had root canals done. That was entirely on me because of me just like not remembering. Oh yeah, you know, I just had these done, so surely nothing bad would happen. So one of my teeth broke apart. One of my teeth broke apart. That was like worked on. There was barely anything there. And the other tooth had the temporary filling fall out, so I'm going to have to get that looked at. It was very silly. It was very silly. I do feel bad about it. I won't let it get to me because, you know, it's all said and done. The only thing I worry about and, you know, this probably is very unlikely to happen, but still, my paranoia is just like, oh, I don't want them to yell at me. I don't want them to get mad at me because of my dumb mistake. Because it does not help that I have a fear of dentists. I have the fear of dentists, personally. So, that's not gonna help with my anxiety. So thank you for opening up my zipper. Let's help. Oh my gosh, you guys, yeah. I still haven't set up a command for the head pat. I probably should have done that earlier. I was trying to set up a raid command, but I was having trouble getting that to work, so I was talking to June about it. I'm probably going to talk to Sanus about it to help me out with that, because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Also, Black Frost, you want me to change my hair. What do you want me to change it to? Let me go ahead and move this. Oh, whoop. There we go. Oh my gosh. Hey, Natsuki. You want short? So, let me move that, and then... I believe it's... Yep. Yeah. There we go. Also, thank you, Natsuki. Fuck, what was I talking? The problem with these streams is that, like, I am so ADHD that, like, you know, I'll just, like, oh, something's happening in chat, and then I completely forgot what I was talking about. I am very small brain like that. Hey, Natsuki, I hope you're doing well. But yeah, like, you know, that happened, with my teeth, and, I got sick. Like, I think it was, like, something I got just, like, that morning, but, like, I was feeling, like, I had a bit of a fever, and my nose was very runny. It was so irritated. It was just, like, unbearable. So that wasn't fun, so I couldn't, like, so I couldn't really do much that day. And then the next day, I was just like, yeah, I probably shouldn't stream like this. And also, hey, CT. Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. I'll make myself a little bigger, but there you go. I am now a small Dooney. I don't have anything for that, CT. I can see about, I could see about just, like, having that be a redeem to have it unzip further, but, can't do anything, like, fully new. Because I did ask them, just like, hey, would it be possible to do this? And they're just like, nah, we can't do that, which is completely fair. It is completely fair. It was kind of a shot in the dark anyway, but I was just like, hey, could we possibly do something like this? And they're like, yeah, nah, that's not within our power. And then I'm just like, you know what, that's fair. That's fair. Maybe in the future I'll just get another model done so we can have stuff like that, but for now it's just like, you should for privately. I will get it as art. As art should be okay. Should be okay. Yeah, like, you know, you can get me art of me as well dressed or undressed as you like. You know, whatever it is you desire. Oh, speaking of dressing, hold on. And which did I have it marked again? I think it's because I recently changed it. Now, Black Frost, I'm going to assume you want me with the with my hoodie top on, because that, yeah, you tend to prefer that. It does look cool. It does look cool. I think my only issue with it is just like the hoodie part looks a little jank, just a little bit jank, because you know it wasn't meant to be looked like this, but you know. It is. But with that said, there is a redeem for more skin. Yeah, it is yeah, I got more redeems. Shit, what was I talking about? I hate this because like I'm just like constantly just like what was I talking about before? Oh yeah, I was sick, so I could not stream on Friday. Saturday I was prepping for an event. It was basically a community event for it was for Sora Starlight, good friend of mine. She was hosting a event where you speedrun through the first level in Sonic the Hedgehog 1, like the Genesis game, that one. Yeah, you do that, and I had fun, but also it was just like I was extremely nervous during that because like I'd never done anything like that before. A lot of like, you know, people were, you know, watching me, so it got to me. I think I did okay. I think I still did good despite messing up a bit, but I feel like I could have done so much better because I was getting way better times like when I was practicing, but like when it came to just like streaming, when it came to the event, I just kept flubbing it up. It was not fun. Yeah, but it's an easily overlooked issue. I guess that's fair. I don't know. Like, I guess it's just because, you know, just like I see this all the time, so the issues just like kind of just like are more apparent to me. But that's fair, Black Frost. That's fair. Also, thank you for the PAX bit. Also, day 2 of asking Denny for sizing. Okay, so, CT, I don't know if I'm gonna be doing a site. It's not gonna be ASMR exactly, but I am planning on doing a size play stream this week. I haven't figured out what day, but it is gonna be based on. Hang on, I'm going to quickly, switch, outfits real quick. Oh. Hang on, let me get rid of that because I'm gonna be doing a size play stream with this outfit specifically, and there is a reason for that. As soon as when I'm not working too, I have ideas. Of course you do. Hey Neon Atomic Galaxy. Oh my gosh. I have ideas to make Dooney smaller. Oh, of course you do. But yeah, it's gonna be a maid themed size play stream. It's gonna be very, very chill. Shall do my best with the RP, but it's not like anything too in depth. They usually are just like very chill streams and whatnot. But the reason I want to do one this week is because I am getting another outfit soon. I won't say what it is. I think I might have talked about it before on stream, but it is something I'm keeping a secret for now. The only hint, which is going to be extremely vague, is that it's going to be Halloween themed. Esque. Kind of. It's not gonna exactly look, horror themes per se. I mean, it would really depend, but it's also, like, I'll be using that outfit specifically when I'm, playing horror games and stuff like that. Doing the witch calling it. That would be a cute outfit. Unfortunately not. I didn't really get anything like that. Something to keep in mind for next year, though. But, this year I was just like, yeah, no. I'm just gonna do something else I had in mind. Do we need to make planet-sized Dune? It's gonna happen eventually. But yeah, expect that sometime, I want to say in October, maybe sooner. It depends on just, like, what scheduling is gonna be like. Yet somehow small. Wait, I thought that was a cheaper redeem. The planet size redeem, I think I have it set to 15,000. Hang on. No, it's seven. Okay, so my most expensive one is the Renee one. And that's for reasons. But besides that, the planet size redeem, I would say, is pretty expensive, all things considered. It's, I mean, I have it expensive for a reason. I don't want, listen, I know I'm a size VTuber. But, I don't want people spamming the size redeems too much, so I feel like I have to be reasonable with what I price them as. The regular size redeems used to be a lot more expensive, but, people were just like, tell me, just like, yeah, you'd probably make those cheaper. I'm just like, maybe you're right. Maybe they could be a little cheaper. At least for now. Until, like, you guys get spamming about it. I think it's okay for now. But I'm also getting a lot more people in my chat now. Speaking of which, I'm probably gonna set up a TTS for that at some point. Because, you know, I like looking at chat, and I like catching up with what you guys are saying, but unfortunately I can't always do that, because, especially if I'm playing a game, like, you know, one moment I'll be, just, like, playing the game, and then there's, like, an entire conversation happening that I'm gonna be missing. And I kind of feel bad about that, so I want to do something about that soon. Usually, they were usually what we saved for Doonieathon. Yeah, the planet-sized redeems are usually saved for, Doonieathons, because, on those I make the redeems really, really cheap, because, I want it to be a fun celebration. Does she out, other Celestial? Yes, CT, basically. I will keep on getting bigger and bigger until eventually I outgrow the, universe. I remember when the Sizey redeems were 5k up a pop. Yeah, I used to have it that way, cause, you know, I didn't want people to spam it too much, but, I've been more lenient as of recently, so... I made Slur make his Sizey redeems 50 up. Oh, Jesus, yeah. I don't know if I'll ever go that low. Sorry. Let's see. Anything else I want to talk about? But yeah, I think that's really it. You get very big and very small rack. Yeah, that's the reason why I don't have it set like that. Because, like, you know. But with that said, hang on, I got distracted again. I'm very ADHD tonight. Okay, anyway. One day I'd like to imagine automating it so it just applies as this. I probably should do something like that. That would probably make things a lot easier. The best I can do is I have commands on VTube Studio that makes me grow and instantly, but I still, there's some of it I still have to do manually. But hopefully one day, like, I can figure out some way where it's just like, you know, I can do this, but it's gonna, like, you know, look like more automated. But I'll have to figure something around it, you know? Bonus points if I can get it working with voice mod. But anyway, okay. So today I want to try something different. I wanted to try. You know what? Actually, on second thought, I think I'm gonna continue chatting with you guys first, just to get all the siziness out, or all the sizey talk before I go on with what I want to do tonight. Alright, CT, cool. It's done now? Okay, alright, thank you, yeah. Like, I don't wanna be just like, no more sorries, no. I don't wanna be like that at all. I want you guys to have fun with the size redeems and all that. I just get very... I'm just like, I kinda wanted this stream to be about this. I don't know, I guess I just had to start finding a good balance for it. Also, let me, put myself down on the floor a little bit, or at least... There we go. Yeah, there we go. That should be better. I'll cool off a bit. Nah, you're cool, CT. You're cool. You didn't do anything wrong. You did not do anything wrong. I want to make that clear. It's just, you know... it's just the kind of audience I have, CT. It's just the kind of audience I have. And it's me wanting to balance that out more. I was thinking about that, and yeah, something like Asha could help with that. Oh, you mean Asha the Game Genie? Right, because they have redeems that like are on the Mac, don't they? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so I could probably do something like that. Alright, so anyway, today I wanted to do something new. I wanted to do something new with stream. Uh, we are gonna be going over RPG horror stories, and this is what I'm gonna assume is, like, I'll read through this. It is, basically about, like, any disasters or dramatic events that, like, happen in D&D games or tabletop games, that are, you know, whether it's cause the DM is, really bad, or it's cause, you know, there's problematic players. You know, that would constitute as an RPG horror story, I would say. Things are good. Things might get heavy during this, so I will warn you guys. There might be just, like, heavy subjects in some of these stories. If it's too much, I will switch to a lighthearted story for a bit. Just so, like, we don't get, like, depressed or anything like that. But I mostly just kind of want to chill today. And try this out, since, you know, I've been just, like, looking at these kinds of videos. I'm just like, you know, I could probably do something like that. Also, thank you for the hydrate and stretch break, Blood Cross. I shall do that. My model is gonna be acting really weird. It does that. My fairy dust is very unstable sometimes, so let's see. Very spooky times. Although less well, I guess some of it will be spoopy depending on your perspective. But it's mostly just gonna be just like terrible things happening. But with that said, let's go ahead and read this first story. This one is called The GMs Who Simply Never Described Anything. I think this is the full post. Okay, so this is gonna be a short one. Let's see. Played about 3 to 5 sessions with a GM who first ran a little combat scenario and then a little quest in the forest. All good, no issues. Then we get to a big city where there's basically endless possibilities, and we spend a whole session waiting in line at the fantasy DMV. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I'm guilty of that one, but I mostly... Okay, so recently in a game I DM'd, I did have a DMV, but, in my defense, one, the campaign took place in hell, and secondly, it was more so for the laughs and not, like, anything serious. Not the DMV. Yeah, no, the DMV. Jesus. I put the DMV in my campaign as a joke. But I'm gonna assume this isn't, like, a joke and just, like, it's a serious thing. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to just go on a slight tangent. Spend a whole session walking to a church on the other side of town. Okay. Finally get a quest to do. Huzzah. But whenever we try to follow up or get details so we can do the quest, he asks us, who are you asking? Where are you searching? How do you open the box? But he has not described any NPCs or location for us to search, so it's possible to give more details. We finally call the game when we point out to him that we haven't really gotten any details which to investigate further. He kind of railroads us from point A to point D without describing anything. Unfortunately, he doesn't take the talking to very well and loses motivation to DM. That said, I met a player for my longest running group in this game, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Alright, so a few things to say about this. Now, from my experience, I'll admit I do not have experience all that well with DMing. I've DM'd a total of... Hold on, let me think about this. Let's see. In turn, like, I've ran, like, I want to say... about 3 text-based, D&D sessions, which is basically just you're typing instead of, like, talking in voice chat, you know? So there's that, you know. And, you know, I've DM'd, about 3 campaigns at this point, including the one I'm doing right now, and I've ran, like, a bunch of one-shots. So I will say this, like, you know, I would not consider myself the best at describing things. I haven't really heard any complaints from my players, though, so I assume I'm doing a good job. So I will, but from the perspective of a player, I will say a perspective from a player, it is preferable that you go into more detail about, what NPC, is what, like, what are our surroundings, like, what are we doing, or, what is everything around us like, or what's the situation we're in, you know. You don't have to go into extreme detail, but at least convey it in a sense that it makes sense, you know? Actually, I have so many plans to DM a one-shot one day. Oh, I wish you the best of luck, May. Hopefully that goes well. I need, there is a one-shot that is that's been in a work in progress for about a year now. I have not touched it since, because, I have been extremely busy, and I got dragged into a campaign that I am working on, so that is making working on the one-shot a little harder, especially since I ran into roadblocks with it. But I do hope it goes out for you. Based on a character I don't use anymore since he's stuck in 3.5. That is understandable. I will say from, like, from the, perspective of a player, like, you know, it's really important to be descriptive. Just so you don't have people be confused, about what's going on. The character's a wizard. Gotcha. I'm trying to think of what else to say about this. But I think it really just boils down to, when you're DMing a campaign, please be descriptive, or as descriptive as you can. Doesn't have to be extreme detail, but at least to the point where your players can understand. I won't go into that more because of one thing. Looks at wait, what? What? Eh? Why are you looking at me like that? Alright, also, be careful with how you railroad things. This is also another thing. And, you know, and of course, you know, when, you know, your players have criticisms, it can be a little disheartening, but, you know, do what you can to, like, improve on that. Don't just, like, give up when you receive criticism, especially when when this is your first campaign. It's not gonna be perfect. My first campaign was not perfect at all. There were a lot of problems with it, and I even had 2 people leave the campaign because while technically it wasn't really anything wrong with what I did, it was just like not their type of game, which is fair. I think it was also that, and they thought it was a one-shot, and it turned out it wasn't a one-shot. They were just like, oh, yeah, this isn't gonna work. So I think, I don't know. One day I would like to try DMing for them again. But it's gonna be a bit. Also, if you hear background noise, that is my girlfriend cooking delicious potato soup. That is the sounds of my girlfriend cooking soup. Other than you being so cute and don't only one swaying in another location. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Let's see here. What is this one? Oh, this is a chunky one. Oh yeah, that is a lot. Okay. This is called Climax of the Campaign, ruined by a bad player. DM, let it happen. Okay. Alright, so... yeah, I'm gonna quickly look at my DMs. I'll probably respond to that later, Renee. When I can. But, let me take another drink. I will say, like, I am feeling better, but my throat is still a little scratchy, so... this might not have been the best idea to do right now, but I'm still gonna go carry through. Okay. Alright. I used to play with a guy we'll call Dr. Evil. Okay, then. Old friend actually taught him how to play back when we were in grade school. He's a good dude and a great DM. Unless he's in a mood. And this is sort of what happened once when he was definitely in a mood. Yeah, I'll be careful. But don't worry. I'm not saying that it's gonna be anything soon, just getting spots for sir. Fair. That is fair. So, Dr. Evil is a brilliant dude. He has some baggage in his 20s, and he dealt with it by drinking a lot. Again, heavy subjects for this, so if this makes you guys uncomfortable, you might want to unmute for a bit, or mute the stream for a bit. And sometimes bringing TPK encounters on his players, oh boy. Everyone loved him as a person, no better friend to have, and his games were amazing 90% of the time. And nowadays, we're all past that kind of thing anyway. Okay, good. But back then, you just had to brace for the possibility that on any given night, it was going to be ugly. But leaving out a tedious recap of a long campaign, the whole thing culminated with trying to save an elven artifact that was the touchstone of life for all living things on the game world, from what is basically a nihilistic demon who wanted to eat it to gain its power, which may or may have not have worked, but definitely would have killed every living thing on the planet. Dr. Evil set up the encounter in a really clever way, so we were basically playing keep away. The demon would come after who had the stone, and they would toss it to someone else on their action and take some lumps. while everyone else in the party would do some damage to the demon, we figured we could keep this up until we killed it. Until someone tossed it to the problem player. Oh no! Problem player was a good dude, but he was kind of an inconsistent role player, and sometimes he was more interested in doing something that struck him as interesting or funny than actually playing well with the group or advancing the game. And this time, his character was a cleric who had never revealed his god. There was a god of secrets in the game, and we all assumed that's who he worshipped. That assumption was a mistake. We pass him the stone, and he hurls back his hood and screams, "All shall perish for the glory of Haster!" or some shit, and leaps into the mouth of the demon with the stone. Oh no. So yeah. He'd been worshipping the old ones or some shit like that, and tanked the whole campaign at the very climatic encounter in Dr. Evil, who was a couple 6-packs deep in a... Oh geez, a couple 6-pack, Jesus, and in the mood just laughed his ass off. Problem player did apologize later, and Dr. Evil acknowledged it was a mistake to let PP play that kind of character, and also a mistake to let him pull that shit on the rest of us right at the end. But it stands out to my memory as one of the most infuriating, upsetting sessions I've ever played, and still kind of funny though. Okay, so I will say this. I will say that at least they're looking about it just like yeah, that was kind of funny, which, you know, it is pretty nice, and you know, there's no bad blood between the DM or the problem player. You know, it was just like one problem. Now the thing is, like, I understand, like, you know, wanting to do something funny, because, you know, the situation of funniest hindsight, though, just random dude doing what he thought was right in the eyes of his god and killing the world. It is fun. It is funny in hindsight, so it's like not, you know. No, not that big of a deal. Also, hi Spider, how are you doing? But like, I'm glad like they can look at it back and just like, yeah, that was kind of funny. I will say, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with just like, you know, being all funny and just like, haha, look what stupid thing my character is doing. Because, you know, I played my fair share of dumb characters. Doki is a really good example of that. I would say, though, something to keep in mind, be mindful of what you're doing and what your action can cause for others, because, like, you know, D&D is just like the type of game where your actions have consequences, and even though you're doing something for a funny bit, it can just, like, you know, it could entirely ruin the game for someone else, especially since this is like a climax of a campaign that I don't know how long they were playing this for, but it's just still like it's just like, and just like have this like great campaign and then have it just like end because someone decided to just like basically just like Leroy Jenkins into someone's into like a demon mouth with a stone, which was apparently really, really important. Yeah, I think, okay. I think you put it greatly, Black Frost. It's funny as a story, but it's not, as a group experience, not so much. Like, you can look back at it and just like, oh yeah, that was funny. In the moment, though, like, you're enjoying this campaign, and then that happens, and you're just like, well, shit, that kind of sucks. Why did you do that? Armored Core is fun. I hear good things about the new Armored Core games, but I have not played it. Is Baldur's Gate 3 good? I have heard good things. I have not played it myself because I don't have the money, and I'm not sure if my computer can run it. But it does look like a lot of fun, so I would love to check it out at some time. Kind of worried about that in the campaign I'm in. If you're worried about that bit, you might want to bring it up with someone instead of just like keeping quiet about it. That's what I'll say about that. Delivered the MacGuffin on a yeah. I mean, OP said that the DM had to have a TPKing the group and campaign. They should have expected it's something. That is true. Yeah, actually, that might be that. I think that's a other thing. I'm wanting, like, listen. I get he has some baggage and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't think it was probably healthy to be drinking and DMing at the same time, unless, like, it's just like one of those, like, joke campaigns or something like that, where it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be DMing this, but I'm gonna be drunk, and that's kind of the whole point. But I have a feeling it was not the point of this campaign, and he just, like, drink whenever. And for my personal, like, preference personally, like, and keep in mind, something to keep in mind, I do not drink myself, so I feel like I have a very biased viewpoint of this. But I think it's something to keep in mind, just like, maybe don't drink when you're campaigning, playing a campaign or DMing a campaign with people. Just throwing that out there. And the TPK thing, I am not quite sure what to think about, because it doesn't seem like it's, like, malicious, and, people are saying, people are saying, like, 90% of the time the game was good, so honestly, the TPK part, or unless he got, like, his kicks from causing, like, a TPK onto players, which, that's an entirely different debate. Like, the only thing I could see as just, like, being problematic on the DM as far as just, like, him just, like, being, like, just kind of laughing his ass off at the climactic part of the campaign, which I can understand being problematic. It's not from me wanting to try it, it's just a new experience. That's fair, Bit, that's fair. I think you'll be okay, though. I think you're doing well so far. Drinking and DMing in RP is not fun. You may forget crucial information, make something up that you'll have to loop in the story later on when you don't remember what you said at all. Tell that to my friend who DMs and is married. D&D is I need to be drunk while DMing to play. I mean, that's fair. You do you. Of course I'm referring to your friend. You do you, but, like, ideally, I would rather not have a drunk DM unless, like, unless it's, like, gonna be just, like, a a campaign that's not taken seriously. Yeah, no problem, Nick. But I think that's all I have to really say about that. Basically, just like, know what kind of campaign you're gonna be in, understand the tone of it. If it's, not to be taken seriously, you can be the funny guy. If it's a more serious campaign, then maybe tone down it a little bit. Not that, like, I'm saying, oh, never be funny. You have to be absolutely serious, because, funny moments will happen in D&D no matter what, depending on the situation. Because, at the end of the day, it's just, like, about having fun. But I would say it just, like, it really, really depends. If that makes any sense. Yeah. Alright, so this one is called, Am I the asshole for being upset? Alright, it's one of these posts. Also, rape warning, so if you guys are sensitive to that, just as a little warning, don't, if that triggers anything, mute the stream. Yeah, I'm in a D&D group that I've been part of a couple years. We're all friends, and I usually have a lot of fun. This campaign we're playing has been mostly fun and kind of lighthearted. There's obvious death and things that are on par with D&D, but mostly lighthearted. I decided to have my character flirt with an NPC. I said yes. I continued. Plot stuff happens while in the scene. No ERP, and I express my character no longer wants to do this. DM says I'm under a spell and proceeds to sexually assault my character. The character was a little sus from the start, but I was not expecting rape. I also understand there are some campaigns that deal with grimmer subjects, but this was really out of left field. There was also no regard to whether I wanted to... There's a lot of spelling mistakes here. Whether I want to be involved in this kind of scene, I got triggered to excuse myself. Decided not to tell anyone else about this in order to not spoil everyone's fun. The question is, as stated before, was I in the wrong for getting upset? The edit. Okay, there's a little edit here. I forgot to clarify something because I had just woken up from a nightmare. First of all, none of the other players knew what was happening because of the essay happened through DMs. I don't know what essay is supposed to stand for. If someone could fill me in on that, that would be great. Oh, so that's fair, Nate. DMs? Uh-oh. Ah! Why did I not realize that? What the hell? Okay. Okay, I know what it stands for now. Thank you, Saru. Was happening because the essay happened through DMs. Okay, so it's like a private session, I guess? Second, I feel like I'm the asshole because I didn't stop it right away. As things kept happening, I just went no longer interested, spelting justification. I tried to, brush it off and keep it light, but I did specify, hey, this is rape. DM made a poor taste joke. At that point, I just kept going with curt answers. In DM's defense, I didn't tell him to stop right away, only expressed my discomfort. In my defense, I did express my Wait, what? In the EM's defense, I didn't tell him to stop right, I only expressed my discomfort. In my defense, I did... Oh wait, it says in my defense, I did express my discomfort. Okay, so they just said it twice, okay. Alright, I see, gotcha. But you know, the moment I heard that question, I had to speak up. That's fair, sir, that's fair. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone, you made me feel a lot less confused and a lot more calm. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to answer and help me out with so much compassion. Lots of love your way. Okay, so obviously, you know, the very important thing, am I the asshole for being upset? No. No, you're not. You know, you wanted to flirt with the character, and then as things got more, I guess, heavy, you realized that, like, you were uncomfortable with, which does happen. It does happen. And that does happen with things. So if you're just like uncomfortable, with something, you should speak up about it. Like, you know, which, you know, they did do that, so it was fine. Hey, I'm back. I learned the hard way what filter keys are. But yeah, you expressed, hey, I'm not comfortable with this, and if they carry on from there, that is on them. I would say, just like, if you're in a situation that makes you really uncomfortable, and they keep on going with it, you need to stop. You need to stop and just like, yeah, no, if you're gonna do this, you know, I don't want any part of it. And, yeah. Also, and, you know, of course, this very much on the DM, but just like, if you... I'm trying to find the right words for this. Yeah, that's not being a jerk. That is very much on the DM, but like, it's hard to say if they're like really justified this, because, you know, they didn't make it clear that, hey, my campaign is going to have the themes. At least I'm going to assume that's the case, and, you know, flirting aside, you know, if you do that and someone's uncomfortable with it, you probably shouldn't do it. Now, if this was a case where everyone was on board with it, then that would be fun. I think that's okay. But if it's like, you know, something that, like, you know, person was clearly not okay with, then you need to stop. Like, if they're clearly uncomfortable, because I know, like, there was a spell, and it's just like, oh, you're under the spell, so you can't, like, back out of this. And just, like, honestly, again, you need to just, like, be like, hey, I'm not comfortable with this, so please don't do that. And they're insistent, just don't, you know, stop. Yeah, same thing goes with RP in general. Just like, if something's making you uncomfortable, speak up about it. Don't be silent about it. But yeah, gonna go away from that. Also, I'll go ahead and text in a, like, yeah, I will go ahead, and since that might have been really heavy, yeah, that's one of those things where the DM has to tell the player, if you go down this path, this will have You're, you're not okay with that. Back out now. Well, I would say Black Frost. This is my opinion. Okay, let me put it this way. If that's a thing you want in your campaign, you need to make it clear that's gonna be in your campaign. Like, you need to have a full set of lists. Like, yeah, these are the themes, and if you're not comfortable with that, you probably shouldn't be part of the campaign. Or, another way to go about it, and this is the chance that, like, you did not communicate. Hang on. You did not communicate this with the players, then if someone is clearly uncomfortable with it, you need to back. I know it's your campaign, but you need to just like back away from it. But that was not at all consistent with the rest of the campaign. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not even sure they kept playing at that point, because I personally, like, you know, would not if, you know, something like that happened, unless, you know, we're just like, yeah, unless the DM's like, yeah, I'll never do that again, sorry. But, I don't know. That's my 2 cents on it. Basically, if, you know, make it clear what kind of campaign, you want to do. You know, make sure just like everyone's comfortable with it, and you know, if you don't do that and you just like spring something on the player and they are clearly uncomfortable, then do not proceed with it. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I'm sorry, Nate. I didn't mean to like trigger something. I'm sorry. I'll try to do what I can to avoid things like that in the future. But yeah, with that said, let me... because they also have something for, a lot more lighthearted story, so... I'm going to assume so this is RPG Glory Stories. At least I assume this is gonna be it. Okay. Okay, I am not seeing anything about... Okay, that... Alright. Honor stories. Okay, this is better. Wait, hold on. Is, beyond the norm deserve to have their names... Okay. It's just that one particular for letter. Yeah, that is fair. Like, I'll keep that in mind. Alright, So this is... An inattentive player tries to break every game, rage quits when he can't. So this kind of sounds like a horror story, but I'm gonna assume there is something about this that's gonna be like, you know, not a whole, like, something about this is gonna be redeemed in some way. My group had a member at one point who had this bad habit of trying to break every game he was in. This particular player, let's call him Snuffles, tended to come over to game and immediately pull out his iPad to start playing a game on it. He tended to not pay attention if it wasn't his turn, with many in my group are guilty from time to time, but with Snuffle it was every game. This could be forgiven, but he'd make characters trying to exploit every loophole in the game he was in. Snuffles apparently felt the need to ruin everyone's fun in order to aggrandize? I'm gonna say that's it. His own ego. Some highlights included are killing a main NPC during the first session. This was in a 2E advanced D&D game. Oh wow. One of our important quest givers was a Gandalf-type character who happened to be a drow, while the NPC was leading us down a long stone staircase. Snuffles started talking to Party about how we can't trust him and how we should take him out immediately. Before we can come to a consensus on what to do, Snuffles made a stealth attack on the NPC, cutting his hamstring in the attack. Oh, Jesus Christ. The NPC fell downstairs, and our DM decided that the fall had knocked him down to 1 hit point. He was unconscious and cold, to which Snuffles walked up and finished him off. We then had no idea what we were supposed to do, and the DM had to rewrite the rest of the campaign. Jesus Christ. Created an OP character to get away with everything. This was in the DC Universe RPG. And yeah, just as a heads up, not all of these are going to be D&D related. These are going to involve other tabletop RPGs. And Snuffles decided he wanted to play John Constantine with Dr. Fate's helmet. It's been a while since I played the game, but if my memory serves, there were 2 forms of magic in the game, wizardry and sorcery. They work differently, and one could do what the other couldn't. Snuffles decided Constantine would be a sorcerer, but the helmet gave him wizard powers as well. He also decided to go horny bard on every member of the party, which made everyone uncomfortable. Yeah, if, just as a little bit of a reminder, don't go, yeah, just, make sure everyone's comfortable when, you're in these kind of sessions. Don't just oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this, and just, not do anything about it. If that makes any sense. I don't know, it's just, make everyone uncomfortable, clearly uncomfortable, and just, it's just yeah, this is fine, don't do that. Just, make sure everyone's on the same page, and, make sure, everything's all hunky-dory. Exactly, Bit, exactly. It's a game for multiple, people. Please be considerate for what, for the other people. Because I get you want to have fun, but it's also about, you also want to keep in mind, other people and their fun. Okay. Alright, so using a power wrong, rage quitting when he didn't get his way, another DC game, this time in DC Adventure System. Snuffles had picked the variant power set, which allowed him to do multiple power effects, but only one at a time. When he tried to do multiple effects at once, the GM told him that wasn't how the power worked. This led to a small argument, which ended in Snuffles rage quitting and leaving the group for a while. Honestly, okay, I'm gonna be honest. If you're gonna rage quit and, and just leave the group, I feel like at that point you shouldn't be allowed in, but then, that's just me. DM wanted a heroic campaign argued during character creation. I wasn't present for this one, but our DM told me about it. He was running for a different group, and Snuffles was part of it. The DM wanted heroic characters and mandated that all the players have to make their alignment some variation of good. Snuffles sat silent for a minute. Phone asked, "Can we agree? Can we just agree on not evil?" The DM said no, as he knew that Snuffles wanted to do the typical chaotic neutral, which means I can do. God, my throat's getting so scratchy. I can do whatever I want. Nobody can call me a villain move. When the DM told him no, he was patty for the entire campaign. Okay, this just sounds like a man-child. Thinking of the hydration, if I get thirsty again, I'm probably gonna have to take a quick break to go and refill my water. But yeah, yeah, big thing, you know. Again, like, be considerate of other people, but just, like, you know, don't, like... I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get my thoughts together. You know, just because, you know, you can do whatever, like, you can do whatever you want, but something to keep in mind, like, one, your actions have consequences, and two, again, be considerate on other, party members. Don't just do whatever you want and, you know, expect it to be a hunky-dory. What's the thing for a stretch break? Yeah, don't be a dick if it comes at the other's expenses. Yeah, alright, and this is the last one. Wanted to run an NBC Creed as a game-breaking PC. I was running a Hunter, the Reckoning game, and he was in, but wanted to join. He made a basic character for his first session because he was unfamiliar with the system. This went fine, but before the next session, Snuffles told me he wanted to create a Wayward Creed character. In Hunter, Creed is basically your class, and Wayward Creed is in the GM's guide. They have the ability to control other player characters, causing them to do things they wouldn't normally do. Oh, that is not good. I decided to be tactful when I told him no, giving him the truthful excuse that since the books were out of print and I couldn't get the mechanics of the Creed, he couldn't play one. He told me not to worry because he downloaded the PDF of the book and would tell me everything he could do. Still being tactful, but knowing where he'd go with the character, I told him I had to get a copy of the PDF for myself before I could sign off on it. I run these games episodically and can go for long periods without running. Fortunately, between sessions, Snuffles got fired and got a new job, which meant our group didn't fit his work schedule. There were a few of the most prominent events that I can remember of Snuffles. He did more, but I can't remember all of them. I don't game with Snuffles anymore, mostly because it's a scheduled game. But when he was able to, but when he was able to come back, our group put it to a vote to whether or not to let him come back. Needless to say, it was a landslide victory for no. I'm just checking that. Alright, making sure I'm still on the line. Okay, yeah, I'm still. Okay. Alright, so, I don't know if this was all that uplifting. It's definitely more uplifting than the other story. But yeah, just like main thing to take from this is just like, please be considerate of other players. Like, you know, you're not the only one that's having. This isn't about you. You know. You know, be considerate just like what other people's play styles, and you know, if they don't match your own, then maybe don't play in the campaign or adapt. Also, don't be a murder hobo. That is an important thing. Don't just kill people for no reason unless the entire party is just like, yeah, we can do that. Because again, you're not, you know, you're not working by yourself, you're working with a bunch of other characters. Exactly, Ine, exactly. I'm gonna read another one. Let's see, was I being too sensitive with my reasons? Okay, this sounds like less uplifting stories and more just... Okay, here we go. We have one. Alright, this is a different one, but you know, this is... Okay. How a horny bard saved most of our party from being forever lost in the Feywild. Be me, Lizardfolk. This is green task, so this is gonna be a different thing, but you know, it should be fun. Be not me, DM, bugbear, barbarian, rogue, human life cleric, held elf, Elkinsbard, the horny one, and a tiefling wizard. We were all at level 5. We were given a quest to stop a cult of druid terrorists who were destroying a bunch of villages. After destroying their main hideout, we chased the cult leader through a portal and finally killed him. Only to realize that we were in the Feywild, and the portal behind us just disappeared. After an unknown amount of time. Hang on. Actually, hang on. But they stepped into my brooding corner of the tower. How else will I be edgy if the corners? Tamed by another brooding. You know, it's funny. Well, Black Frost, this is like supposed to be like, this isn't like, I clicked on a different post of Black Frost. This isn't like, this is a different thread altogether. Like, I'm taking a break from the, horror stories from time and trying to look for honor stories. But yeah, so, pretty much, there is a right way, in my opinion, to play as a edgy character. As long as, like, you know, you're self-aware, and, you know, everyone is cool with it, you know? Anyway. After an unknown amount of hours wandering and trying to find a way out, we encountered a satyr, who offered that she would show us the way out of the Feywild. In exchange, one of us had to give up their firstborn child. Okay, I know where this is going! I know, very cliche. Here's the problem. My character's firstborn was murdered. Even if he was still alive, I wouldn't have given up. Cleric was a eunuch? I have no idea what that means. I'll say, hey, Slurb. The wizard hated children, and the bugbear, well, he wandered off and got lost in the Feywild forever. So yeah, he's gone! Okay, that's great. But then comes the bard, who, with a cheeky grin on his face, walked up to the satyr and said, I can give you my firstborn personally, if you would like that. We didn't understand what he meant at first. I mean, how could... I feel like that's obvious, but... Eunuch is a male who has been castrated. I see. Gotcha, gotcha. Thank you for letting me know that. But I guess the DM figured it out and was okay with it. The DM let him to start by rolling a persuasion check. After rolling insanely high roll, she accepted his offer. After leading us to another portal, we all decided to leave this place behind us. Except for the bard. He said he had one last thing to deal with before leaving, so the rest of us decided to enter the portal and wait for him on the other side. 5 endgame hours later, we were tired of waiting for him, so we were getting ready to leave. That's when the bard finally exited the portal with a drunken smile on his. I simply asked him, what took you so long? He replied with, what do you mean? I said that I would give her my firstborn personally. And so that's what I did. And that's when we figured out what he meant by that. We all burst in laughter. Afterwards, we headed back into town, collected our payment, and that's where the session ended. Okay, that is great. That is great. I knew where that was going, but that's also really hilarious. I don't have much to say about that. That's just great. That's just like, I like how it's just like, wait, what does he mean by that? And then it's just like at the end, it's just like, oh, that's what he meant by that. Very amazing story. Alright, with that said, let us continue, let's go back to, actually, I'm gonna quickly get a drink. I'll be right back. I am back. Especially when someone didn't immediately put it together. I knew where it was going the moment. I was like, yeah, I know where it's going. Isn't that what the bard does, basically? The horny bard sits there, the bard, while sometimes true, is not always. I missed the story mostly. Basically, Slurp, party was lost to the Feywild. There was a satyr that offered them to go back at the cost of her firstborn child, and since, like, most of the party either did have children or, like, you know, had their first child murdered or was castrated or something, stuff like that. Until, like, a bard was just like, yeah, I'll have my firstborn personally with you. And yeah. Yeah. Anyway, here's something more, you know, back to the horror stories. Now, again, I will say this. Let's see, how long is this? Oh, yeah, that's fairly long. I will say this again, like, I don't know if this will have any trigger warnings, or, like, is there any triggers for this, but, gaslighting. Also, a lot of railroading, but mostly gaslighting. That is something that, you know, you're not okay with. Just, you know, mute the stream. Like, they're proud. Oh, you're talking about Silk. I mean... Okay, yeah, Silk is pretty horny. You know what? That's fair. I have played with the same core of people for over a decade. This crew were never my only RPG circle, but often the most important. And at one time, we were friends. We invite each other to our weddings. A few years ago, a new GM, let's call her Charlie, entered our group after moving in with one of the players. Charlie can be charming. Charlie can be helpful. Charlie is even conventionally attractive. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. Last part. That part seems a little unnecessary. I want to get squished. Okay, slur about it. I shall put you in the cleavage. I'll go ahead and make myself bigger since it's been a bit. Let's see here. You do a set in the cleavage. Alright. Here you go. The horny set. But you came into the campaign where, Silk has, like, gone through significant character development. She was way hornier before you joined. Naughty ideas, naughty. Alright, Anyway, Charlie also successfully tried to break up the group to isolate her roommate and gaslight her into alienation for all this. Oh no, that is shitty. That is very, very shitty. Also, Charlie, very bad. He had moved to online gaming due to COVID stuff, so roommate and Charlie were a lot closer than the rest of the team. This was almost a ritual. A coda of every game session. Yes, it is annoying, but mostly idle gossip. In the last 2 years, Charlie really made her roommate a good friend, but always struggling with mental health issues, more and more depending on her, in a social, mental, and economic sense. Charlie has always been a bit intrusive and opinionated, but not necessarily particularly clever. She is the kind of person who judges people for preferring the wrong actor playing... Okay, the wrong actor playing Doctor Who. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's her thing. She was also a great critic of the wrong kind of RPGs, which included a relatively random collection of games, not necessarily any specific game. She loves 5e, for instance, but passionately hates Pathfinder, which is... It's okay, so it's fine if she has like I want to make this clear. It's fine if she has opinions like this. That is perfectly fine. If she loves this, and like hates that, I think that's okay. I think that is just fine. If you're gonna be judgmental, which I'm going to assume she is, if she's judging people for preferring, like, quote unquote the wrong actor, then she's probably gonna be like that with her other opinions. Yeah, don't judge people for what they like. That's wrong. I don't care what you say. That's just wrong. Like, I for one like 5e, D&D 5e. I don't care much for Pathfinder. I don't exactly hate it, but it's not my cup of tea. But I would never give people shit for enjoying it. I want to get that out of the way before, we continue on and, I have a feeling where this is going with, like, her being judgmental. Charlie also wasn't particularly good at running a game. Everything from setting to the interpretation of the rules to the interaction with NPCs was coated in sarcastic distancy and aloofness that made any genuine emotion hollow. There were only 2 types of NPCs: incompetent buffoons or super smug geniuses. Because the game became a sightseeing trip of her story, anything you wanted to do was hidden behind a skill roll wall with so many rolls that you would fail eventually, and back to the railroad it goes. Characters were never allowed to be actually competent, and there was literally no achievement that wouldn't be diminished with the constant sarcasm. Like, whatever you like, unless it's illegal. Yeah, if it's like... yeah, just, you like whatever you like, unless it's like... If it comes at the cost of harming people in real life, then don't. Then I do think that's wrong. How are you oh, what? What? Is it what is it? Is it cause I have a little friend in my cleavage? Renee, this is Slurb. Slurb, say hi. Hi, Renee. Thank you, Slurb. Thank you. Anyway. Where was I? There are only two types of NPCs, incompetent buffoons or super select geniuses, because the game became a sightseeing trip eventually back to the railroad it goes. Characters were never allowed to be actually competent, and there was literally no achievement that wouldn't be diminished with constant sarcasm. It caught me off guard. Oh, this is just my my bikini combined with my hood. Cause Black Frost really likes that Gluck. Let's see, where was I? At the same time, there was never really any tension or threat in any confrontation or conflict. It was so obvious that she cheated literally every time she rolled the dice, and that was not literally nothing truly bad could happen to the characters because that was in the script, I suppose. The game was rather boring as a resort. Oh yeah, and her roommate, and the original player who invited her, got as much focus as the other players combined. So we had a few arguments about the game, about ending one campaign, about scheduling, and once upon a time we had two campaigns running simultaneously with two different GMs, but Charlie insisted that her campaign absolutely had to be the top priority. So she effectively sabotaged campaign 2 scheduling and withdraw herself and her campaign from it. However, the result was pretty much the same. Tears, emotional manipulation, and an outcry about somebody being so impolite to disturb the nice and quiet, usually me. The tone policing was intense, soft benign criticism were always ignored. Were you happy to see me? Oh my gosh. Are you a bit underneath your skirt? Sure. I can do that. Hold on. I'm gonna assume you want male, so let's go with this one. Here, you can be on there. No problem, Bit. I mean, hey, you can be in the same spot too. There should be room for more. Dared to formulate criticism a bit more harshly, then the tone of the critique became relevant. So Charlie wouldn't have to deal with the contents. Then she started to cry and have a roommate come to her defense. You ended in a 2-against-1 situation. just thinking about how to word it. Oh yeah, just like anything you see on my model is fair game. Charlie's intrusive tendencies got worse when roommate's mother died 2 years ago. Basically, she took over managing the financial stuff, tax rate, you name it, for roommate, and also managed more and more of her social life. It became impossible to do anything with my friend without Charlie also getting involved. For example, when I wanted to meet roommate for Moon Night, Charlie invited herself and then decided the movie my wife had picked was too boring or scary. We wanted to watch The Lighthouse. Insisted we should watching her movie pick instead, and when I refused, she basically talked my friend out of the idea into staying at home. What they did. This became a frequent, then a constant thing. The two became extremely unreliable when it came to any events outside of the RPG group. Especially those roommate used to like. I eventually stopped asking. I left the group earlier this year when I realized I can really not change that dynamic between these two. The game sucked, and the camaraderie had died. Answering a question in DMs. Okay, I'll take a look at it in a moment, NA. This wasn't just a bad case of bad gaming. It was, but that isn't the main issue. I think Charlie is literally a highly manipulative person. I really failed to convey this to the roommate, and if I tried, it would backfire spectacularly. Hey, at least I can vent and be sad. Aw. Alright, let me look at what... Alright, so... Man, my eyes are now stinging because my girlfriend's cooking onions, I think. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Yeah, I do not like cutting onions at all. It is just the absolute worst. It hurts my eyes so badly. Oh god. It's okay. It's okay. You can turn on the fan, that's fine. Oh my god. Yeah, sorry. Oh god. Yeah, I'm gonna need a moment, everyone. Sorry. Hey, June. Yeah, I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I don't take to onions very well. Oh, sorry, I moved myself by accident. Whoop. I'll fix that in a second. Also, hang on, I undid my thing, so let me fix that. Oh, hold on. Oh, thank you for the follow, Signfire. I assume that's who I think it is. Lovely stream so far. Hey, is that my lovely friend the Mocha? I think that's you. I'm pretty sure it's you. Unless it's not you and I'm wrong. I'm getting you confused with someone else. I thought you guys had like a similar name to that. Totally not Mocha. Alright, you're totally not Mocha. Ha 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 ha. Well, welcome to the stream. Happy to have you around. Sorry I'm crying at the moment. I'm not actually sad. I'm just dealing with onions at the moment. But also thank you for the head pats. Yeah, everything's fine, Renee. I just like my girlfriend's like cooking onions right now, so that's why I'm currently tearing up. Thank you. Alright, let's see, what did I miss? You got so worked up that you swapped outfits, basically.
Thank you for having faith in the
Guardian
Guardian of the Forest.
300 bits, Slurp. Much appreciated. Let me go back to talking to Nate real quick because, just email something. Silly Slurp. Also, goddammit, hang on. How long have I been muted for? Also, because I keep talking to NA and DMs, so I'm pressing a lot of buttons. Just a few minutes? Okay, good. So, just a few minutes. Okay, that's good. If you're talking, alright, good to know, yeah. I did not mean to do that, that just happened by accident. Okay. Long enough, okay. Alright. Nah, you're fine, NA, you're just, like, talking about, like, very important things, I will say if you want, like, a specific failing, I can talk to Prince Hans about it later. And just, like, commission him in our, like, failing piece, or more failing assets, or you can, talk to him about getting your own personalized, failing, which I would recommend. Because, so far we have at least a few people that have their own failings. Like, I can show them off real quick as an example. We have Slurb, so... we have, just like as an example, we have Slurb, we have, Ika. Ika's another example of one. Ariana is another one. And I want to say there's another... Callie, right. I think I also have Callie on here. Yeah, I do have Callie on here. Okay, yeah. I think these are all the ones I have so far. And these are very, very cheap. Like, one, like, personalized failing is like $1, and a set of them is like $10, which is... Well, okay, I don't think... A failing is $3. It's $3, my bad. I think it's $3, and a set is $10. So... If this interests you, I would recommend getting one. Because they are so cute, and you can, like, you know, just have your own to, like, personalize, so that way you can just, like, be like, oh, that's me. But I gotta check back in on that. Yeah. You know, Prince Hans gets commissioned a lot, so it's understandable. I want more poses? Yeah. Alright. Alright, Time to DM Hans. Okay. Yeah, sorry, one of my teeth are bothering me since, you know, like I said, I accidentally broke one of the, accidentally the temporary fillings fell out, and now I'm just, like, feeling the sting a little bit more. I'm hoping I can get that resolved soon. It's slightly annoying at the moment. Hopefully it'll be, like, okay in the future. Anyway, let's continue reading these. Am I the asshole for defending one of my players? So I'm the DM for a group that's been around for about half a year. I was running a follow-up D&D campaign for the first campaign. Make this the last story then? Let's see, we are almost at 2 hours. Maybe I should probably call it soon. We'll see. I'll see how I'm feeling after this. Wait's not too bad. It's only stinging a little bit. It's not like I'm in, like, major pain. It is a little irritating, but that's about it. Doing where you? I'm wearing a bikini. What do you think I'm wearing, Viper? Also, hi Omni Vespa. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy your stay here. I'm just going through RPG horse race. Major pain. So thank you for the head pats. Thank you. Thank you. I'll do an RR in a second. Let me do the head pats. So make sure you're comfortable. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Bet. That really means a lot. Thank you, Vespa. That really means a lot. I'm gonna be starting Dead Space 2. Oh, nice. I'll try to see if I can drop by for that. Casey convinced me. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, then, Serb, you went RRS, so, give me 1 second. Thank you so much for the redeem, Slurb. You enjoyed my supper in the first one. It was kind of hilarious considering a couple of clips. Alright, so anyway, the party had just set off looking for their friend who had been lost in the plains through my player's shenanigans and with a powerful item. They traveled for a bit until they saw a dragon approaching them. Now, on the dragon was the BBEG of the last campaign, but he had become an undead due to him basically becoming a revenant. Anyway, he lands and most of the party had joined in between the gap, and one of the OG players had made a new character. So he only recognizes one, B. B had cut this guy in half last campaign, so naturally, BBEG wanted him dead. One of the characters, J, cast create bonfire beneath him, so BBEG ran forward and tried to attack J, but got opportunity attacked instead. J then apologized and tried laughing it off, but obviously didn't work. Combat starts. BBG is first and he attacks J and does some decent damage. BBG then remembers B. B is a werebear and BBG has silver claws. Now by my rules, lycanthropes have vulnerability to silver to make it more interesting. BBG then... Ah, you want the maid tuning? Okay. Alright, sure. I think it's this one? Yep. Oh, let me get rid of the other one then. There we go, thank you. Now one of the failings is just like holding on to my skirt. On that maid outfit, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I really like this outfit. It's really, really cute. I'm gonna wear it more often. BBG then does 2 claws attack and brings B to extremely low health. B is next and he doesn't run away but instead attacks. He dealt barely anything, combat suits, and no one heals bees or tries to protect him. Then BBEG's turn rolls around, and guess what? He attacks B. B drops unconscious and starts making death saves. I then start describing how the BBEG starts aiming for B's chest. I ask, does anyone try to stop him or do anything? No. I ask again, same answer. So I describe how the BBG tears out B's heart and starts walking away. Then I ask again, does anyone try and stop him? Same reply. The BBG then walks away, summons the dragon, which had been attacking the ship, and flies off with B's heart still in his hand. Now, Strawberry Maid was one of my points. Gonna go work again. Alright, that's fair. Maid, and yeah, Strawberry Maid. Put the maid in the Don't put me in the strawberry. I don't even like strawberries all that much. I just think they look cute. So this is what Pokemon Cafe Remix is about? I guess so. Let's see here. Now they were on a boat in the astral plane, so their patron, the guy who paid for all this, comes out of the ship to see what the fuck is going on and sees the ship almost destroyed and his best friend dead. Now, what do you think his reaction was? It was to get angry. They then wanted to fight him. B had already been resurrected inside with the patron. Almost the entire party wanted to fight him. It was the patron, a king, B, and our player, and the ship's crew against the rest of the party. I ended the session there and had a discussion with them. I asked them why they didn't try and help B because it was... I asked them why they didn't try and help B because it was funny. B's player can be annoying at times, but seriously, now they did know that they could resurrect B if he died, but that should be the last resort. I told them in future help others that they need help in the fight. One of them said to me that we can't control their characters. Some of them seem super willing to comply, but others are completely against it. I've asked them what kind they want to run, and I'm trying to resolve it, but I just need to see if my side makes sense. Dooney, it's a berry. Yeah, it's a berry. I'm aware what a strawberry is, Viper. I can see his maid dress. So honestly, no, this is, again, just like the last one of these. They are not the asshole, like, they were just like, they were being very considerate, just like, are you guys gonna do anything about it? And the party just kept saying no. And that, I mean, there's just like some, I don't know, there's some things that feel like missing from the story, I guess, to me. But it's also just like, because like they say B's player can be annoying at times, but let's see, now they did know that they could resurrect B if he died, but that should be, yeah, okay, so to me, that comes off as them just, like, being all meta and all, just like, oh, well, if he dies, we can just resurrect him. Which, granted, in some cases, I can understand if they're, like, just like, oh, the BBGEG is, like, really, really strong and they wanted to, like, stay out of it to survive. I could understand that, but the reasoning wasn't even because of that. They just said it because it was funny. And I don't think that's right to do. Especially, just like, because like in character, because again, I'm gonna give you a paper cut. Hell nah, don't give me a paper cut. That would hurt, especially at my size. Letting someone die. Yeah, and D&D is not all that funny. Unless, like, you're cool with it, but in this case, like... Nah, just don't do that. Just don't do that. If a party member is down, unless, like, it's really dangerous to do, you know, you should, you know, help them out. Don't be just like, oh, it's because it's funny, because I think that's just kind of really irresponsible. I'm a small paper child, Dooney. It won't be that bad. Okay, maybe to you, Viper. But I'm just like, you know, I'm like 5 inches tall. A paper cut will probably be more lethal to me. I feel like if they were a problem player, the OP probably would have just like mentioned just like, oh yeah, they're a bit of a problem player, but the only thing they say about them is that they're annoying, and unless they're leaving out some very important context, actually, let me look through the comments, see if like see if there's anything more about that. Oh yeah, okay, so there is more to this. Okay, anyway, 2 of the party are new, whilst the rest of the player are all played in the previous campaign. Bob, as you call him, has a tendency to be quite finicky about most things. For example, keep complaining about how it would be raining when the session would end, so a 3-minute argument happened. Bob also... Oh... If I looked at some session the wrong way, could be a problem. Okay, alright. But overall, he's really into D&D's. Alright. One player, AD, in the last campaign doesn't like Bob since he jokingly mocks some characters. One instance was where... Okay, I see. This had left a bitter taste in Ace's mouth. It was also the same player who told me not to control their character. I did have an issue with them due to going on their phone, being completely out of session. The only problem is that they're a sibling, so it would be awkward to kick, but they never, but then again, we're siblings, we fight. Last campaign was alright, Yeah, okay, so like, from what I'm getting from that, okay, so there was definitely some, like, outside forces as to why that was the thing, and I still think, even then, like, yeah, it seems like it was just, like, all because there were just, like, outside, grudges against each other, and that's why what was done was done. I still don't think it's right to resolve out-of-game problems in-game. If you have a problem with another person, you should talk to them about it. Don't just be like, yeah, I don't get along with this person. I'm going to, like, treat them miserably. Because, in-game, instead of resolving it out-game. Because, you know, that's not okay to do. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and give, because I think I follow you on Twitter. I know we're definitely in the same Discord now, because now I'm part of that. Oh yeah, I do follow you. Okay, I just want to make sure. Sorry, I just feel like snooping at your page real quick. I got distracted. Actually, June, since I did that, June, can you give OmniFespa a shout out? Sonic Lo-Fi. Yeah, I tend to love the Sonic Lo-Fi. I'm a sucker for the Sonic Lo-Fi, so I tend to put that on a lot of the time. But yeah, while there's context still missing, I still feel like OP is still in the right for defending the player. Even if they're a little annoying, it's still like, yeah, don't... You know, don't resolve out-of-game issues in-game. That rarely works out. Yeah, thank you, June. Thank you, June. What song is this one? Is this Sonic Colors? Oh, this is, the Planet Wisp thing, right. Oh, it's like an acapella. That's really, really nice. I like that. Alright. Don't violate the escape. Exactly. Let's see here. About 2 hours in. I think I'll do maybe a few more and then we'll probably call it there. Did Santa... I've not reached out to Santa's yet, June. I decided to worry about the raid command later. But I will talk to Santa's about it and have her help me get that all set up because it's just like, yeah. I wish I played more Sonic games, to be honest. Listen, as a biased Sonic fans, I would absolutely recommend playing more Sonic games. I could even give you a list of Sonic games to try. Okay, I was curious. That's fair, that's fair. Alright, what the fuck? Okay, hang on. I'm reading this one. I am reading this one. Hold on. Okay, I have a lot of these open, so I'm gonna start closing them. So, hopefully, stream isn't down. Oh no, I just had to pause there for a moment. In the Game Boy port of Viper, don't make those recommendations. Okay, I will say, if you're gonna play Sonic 06, unless you're really, really curious about, like, you know, the original game and how it, you know, how much of it Becca mess it can be at times, I would recommend playing Project 06. That's the fan remake that is actually really, really good. I should probably stream that game at some point, but I would recommend at some point playing, 06, Project 06, because that is the definitive way of playing the game. Listen, Viper. I know you want to be funny, ha ha ha. But like, I would not make 06 the first like song. I mean, I know Bit probably has played other Sonic games, but it's just like, you know, I want to recommend like ones that are considered somewhat good before I recommend like some of the more controversial ones. And I know I say that, you know, despite almost every Sonic game being a controversial one, but you know what I mean. Yeah, exactly. Okay, now that I'm saying all this, I am actually curious, bit. What Sonic games have you played? I played with Sonic Unleashed on PS3 and Mario Sonic. Alright. Unleashed is a good one. I love Unleashed. Sonic Colors, the white wait, the white version? You mean the Wii version? Was that autocorrect? Okay, I had a feeling it was just like autocorrect. I was just like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? Sorry, new phone. That's all good. Yeah, Unleash is great. I do like Colors. I'll definitely have to replay Colors at some point. Left a bad taste in my. I saw people play it, how buggy, how much of a mess it was. So I just didn't get it. That's fair, Nay. That's fair. I understand. I understand. Not ones are really calming. Agreed, bit. But as for like other Sonic games I can recommend, Sonic Generations is a good one. I would absolutely recommend the adventure games, especially Sonic Adventure 2, since I'm a sucker for that. And as for a recent one, again, it really depends on what you're going for. I went for Generations Adventure first, since those are more stage-based. But if you want, if you want something more recent, Sonic Frontiers is really, really good. And they have updated that game so much, where it has a lot of content now, so if you were to get it, I feel like it would be well worth your time, especially since it's on sale right now. At least on Steam, it's on sale right now. So if you want to get the game, if it's like on sale for $30, so I would absolutely recommend it. On an emulated Wii, did not like. Colors is not for everyone. It's not, especially in recent years, people are just like, yeah, don't care for Colors, and I think that's totally understandable. There are issues with the game, but I'm not gonna be just like, oh, how could you not like Colors? I'm just like, no, I get the criticisms behind Colors. I say Forces if you want the blitz through levels, Frontiers if you want to chill, exploring game with amazing boss fights, or adventure if you want deep story. Yeah, I struggle to recommend Forces because I personally do not care for Forces. It's an okay game, not something I would recommend. I know some people here like Forces, and I'm really sorry. Anyway, let's continue on with this story. You know, Sonic tangent aside. Hi, I don't know if I'm being unreasonable, but I feel like this is the kind of thing that needs a Session 0 warning. You know, we were talking about this earlier. Basically my character, a fairy druid, died in one of our first Combax's campaign. Being bitten by a rabid opponent, the DM rolled that I'd gotten an STD from the contact. This manifested as a bright red rash. Out of game, my DM told me this was going to have consequences, even possibly leading to death. They were coming to my place at the time, and I really didn't like making a fuss. Having a character with an STD is a small throwaway joke, right? Cut to the 9th session. We had killed a Nurglid. It was Nurglid. Big frog creature? Oh, it was... What's it called? I think it's called a Nalid or something like that. Like, frog creatures that, like, can turn you into just, like, other frog creatures. I tried to, trusted friend's recommendation. I had to break the bad news that I didn't like it. I hope your friend took it well. It had cursed a small, cute goblin child. The child proceeded to hug my character in thanks, and the contact was affirmed to transmit it. Disease. I feel like shit. Did I just give this kid a deadly STD? Am I being unreal, or should this kind of thing be discussed before the game? TL got bitten by a shark. My shark transmitted disease is haunting me. So my DM wrong for plaguing me with it. DM isn't nothing. It's worth it to feel slightly uncomfortable during sessions. I probably should have been so sensitive to everything. Okay, so in my opinion, yeah, like, you know, again, this kind of goes into that earlier thread. Make sure everyone's on the same page during D&D. Like, if something... It's best to, like, raise your concerns and saying stuff that would make you uncomfortable. So we have... Wait, hold on. Peace out. Alright, later, Viper. Timberlake turned into a frog. Turned Dooney into a cute food, so we had to... Oh, June. Don't you dare turn me into a frog. One, fuck that. Two, that's not how STD... Yeah, I don't think hugging people, like, is how you transmit a STD.
I thought STD stands for sexually transmitted disease. So yeah, of course it's not how it works.
Yeah, exactly. What my girlfriend said. Like, you can't just get STDs by just, like, hugging people. And actually, just, like... it was just, like... And it was caused because they apparently got bitten by someone. So that's, like... Yeah, that's not even accurate. Half frog, half fairy, oh my gosh. I mean, I'd kiss Dooney. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's an injection, not an STD. I mean, I get they're probably just, like, going for, like a disease type thing, which is fine, but STD is, like, really inaccurate. Yeah, there's a lot of them just like, nah, that's not an STD. Hey, Deku, how are you doing? How's my beautiful, wolf friend doing? Yeah, rabies is a STD, so it's just like, yeah. I hope you're doing well, Deku. Me with friends and just wanted to pop in for a bit. Alright. I'm happy to have you around. I'm very excited for our collab this week. For those that don't know, me and Deku, it's gonna be on my channel, but we're gonna be playing, Sonic Riders together. Specifically the DX mod, so we're gonna be having a lot of fun with that. It's gonna be a lot of fun, because I love Sonic Riders. Feeling a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better too, Deku. I am definitely, yeah. It's funny how both of us got sick around the same time, and now we're just like, both of us are feeling a lot better. I'm gonna say something she couldn't say. What do you mean? What do you mean said something I can't say? Is that about Deku again? Listen. All I'm gonna say is I love Deku's human design, and I really love her Anyway. No, you can't make me say it. Never. I like your boob stick. And I may or may not have lewd thoughts every time I see you. I mean, what? I'll get you back. Eventually. Keep in mind, you're gonna be on my stream, so you're gonna be subjected to torment from me. You baka. Gosh. I feel like I didn't hear that right. Wait, what? What part did you not hear? Oh, so the way for the SD to have transferred to the Goblin Child is that the predator got their blood into an open wound on the child. The loot part. Oh. All I said is just like I get like loot thoughts like about Deku, that's all. That's all. So hi JV. Alright, this one's short and to the point. The loudest role player I've ever heard. Okay, so I don't have a lot of experience with RPGs. The last time I posted here, I got somewhat justifiably roasted. But this happened today, eh? And I thought it was too funny not to share. Okay, so this one's more lighthearted, it seems. I heard the other name for PP. I mean, if there's gonna be PPs involved in the... Anyway. My real hobby that I'm passionate about is miniature wargaming, and I was building and paying some stuff, Warhammer stuff, with friends at a public venue that you can rent to do stuff in. So while we were there was like a loud noise upstairs, screaming, laughing, banging. It sounded like at least 3 people were having some kind of party upstairs. We tried to ignore it, but then it just became too much, so one of us goes upstairs to check what the hell is going on. We find one guy, just one, who's sitting with 2 laptops that is role-playing over Discord. Fortunately, he's real nice and apologetic, but what he said was quite something. Sorry, I'm winning in D&D. I'm not sure if a comment is necessary. It made me laugh at least. He did make less noise, but he left shortly after. End the story. What's going on tonight? Oh, I'm just reading some stories tonight. Alright, so this one's really lighthearted. Not so much a horror story, but just like, oh, this one person's just like, you know, causing a problem. But it's not like, at least what I get out of this, it's not that big of a deal. I'm going to bed. Alright, good night, JB. Thank you for jumping by. understand that, like, personally, this is personally with me, I have problems controlling my own volume when I am on Discord hanging out with friends. So I understand where this guy is coming from. I mean, I don't know if I would do it at like a... Let's see, where was this taking place again? It was a public venue. Okay, so this is a public place. I wouldn't necessarily do it this public place. I think that's the one thing that I would not go through. But like I do this a lot with my friends. Like I'm having a blast. I'm not realizing the control of my own volume, and I tend to like be really, really loud. Yeah, I'll give you some goodnight hugs. Here you go, JV. Here you go, JV. There's your goodnight hugs. But yeah, I tend to be loud. Can't control my own volume personally. That's a me thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, obviously if it's like too much of a problem, I do try to work on it, but it's just like sometimes I don't have control over my own volume. So yeah, I don't think anyone's in the wrong in the story. I think it's just like harmless fun, and I do relate with the guy. Don't think I'm gonna read these since extra long. Okay, how long are we talking? Alright. Alright. A Tale of a Terrible Demon. My story may not be as harrowing as some of the horror stories I've read or heard from the fantastic narrators on YouTube. I consider myself fortunate that my tabletop gaming experience have been mostly enjoyable. However, there's one early experience that left a sour taste in my mouth, primarily due to a dungeon master who treated me poorly. Let me recount that tale. It all began in the late 90s when I was 16. I discovered Dungeons and Dragons at the age of 13. It opened up a world of boundless imagination and fun for me. However, by the time I turned 16, I hadn't had much opportunities to play the game. My closet connection to D&D was through reading the books and novels set in its various fantasy worlds. So when I learned that a friend of a friend, along with another friend's older brother, was running a Dragonlance campaign, I was overjoyed. Dragonlance was the setting I cherished. Having read and reread a significant collection of novels set in that world, the prospect of crafting my own story in a beloved setting was a dream come true. Soon, I met my friend's friend and his older brother, who was a Dungeon Master. To my surprise, the game was not what I had anticipated. It was an evil campaign. Okay, so no, there was no communication about this. Good to know. And our characters were up-and-coming bandits during the War of the Lance. While the version of the typical heroic story intrigued me, I began to create a character that would fit this morally gray world. A neutral, evil, however, fighter. To this day, I've never rolled such impressive stats. A natural 18 0 in strength. Okay, yeah. I think this is like a different... This is the 90s, so this would be a different system. Along with 16 in constitution and dexterity. And that was before applying the half-ogre racial modifiers. My character was an embittered mercenary with a might makes right attitude, harboring a deep resentment towards both humans and ogres who had shunned him due to his mixed bloodline. The first warning sign emerged when I met the rest of the party and learned more about the game. Our group consisted of a half-elf thief, a minotaur barbarian, and the evil overlord, a human fighter. Together we led a gang of goblin bandits and other unsavory characters, raiding convoys and campgrounds in the region. While the setup seemed fine initially, things had took a bizarre turn when I skipped over the evil overlord. He was portrayed as a champion chosen by the goddess Tachesis? I want to say that's how that's pronounced. I feel like that might be wrong. Granted a quasi-artifact weapon. A black ball and chain with a razor blade jutting from the handle. This weapon was a +3 enchanted item, and the razor had the ability to cast Finger of Death on those it struck. All of this, mind you, at level 3. Okay, so balancing issues. Okay, gotcha. Yes, the goddess evil had inexplicably chosen a low-level aspiring bandit as their champion, gifting him a weapon more potent than a verbal sword. Or, what's more, it wasn't the player's fault. The dungeon master had showered the evil overlord's character with overpowered items and abilities, unearned and unasked for. At the time, I brushed it off, thinking it was the DM's way of emphasizing the boss's role and the story he wanted to tell. Little did I know how bad things would get for me. I couldn't say whether it was because the DM resented my remarkable stats or because I was the newcomer to the group, but I soon became the target of nearly every negative event in the game. During combat, I would invariably be the first to fall, regardless of my high AC and HP. Attacks never seemed to miss me. Enemies always had just enough AC to evade my strikes, despite having the best Thaco, or THACO, in the party. As if that weren't frustrating enough, my character would constantly end up knocked out, only to wake up in the care of the goblin camp's medics. These medics would then proceed to scar, tattoo, brand, and even conduct invasive medical procedures, and all while confiscating most of the money I'd earned as payment for their dubious healing services. Jesus Christ. The worst experience was waking up with a scar on my head and a loss of 2 intelligence, as the goblin doctors had decided to perform a brain operation while I was unconscious, treating me as their guinea pig. Perhaps I could have tolerated this treatment if it were part of a humorous shared experience, or very hilariously similar treatment, but it wasn't the case. I was the sole target of the universe's cruelty, and was taking a toll on my enjoyment of the game. It wasn't long before I discovered that the DM's younger brother, who played the thief character, had also been subjected to unreasonable character abuse in the past. On the contrary, the evil overlord received unwarranted favoritism, being elevated to a champion of a god at level 3 and bestowed with an unbreakable instant death-inducing weapon, along with anything else the DM deemed fit to grant him. Whew. At this point, my frustration and bitterness reached a pit. Together with the thief, we hatched a plan to overthrow the band gang's leader. The DM's beloved golden boy, the evil overlord. Okay. The thief planned to coat the inside of the overlord's armor with contact poison while he slept, and I intended to challenge him for leadership, hoping to exploit his pride and convince him to face me with magical advantages, thereby proving that his power wasn't solely derived from enchanted trinkets. Surprisingly, the player of the evil overlord seemed amenable to the shift in the story's direction. However, the DM did not share her enthusiasm. No longer after, a group of ogres joined the game and promptly ganged up on my character, beating him into submission. It was at that moment I decided to quit the game. My dissatisfaction with the DM reaching its breaking point, I would take part in one other game with this GM where I would continue to be treated like garbage in comparison to the other players. It, after that demon had his last chance with me as a player, I decided I was so sick of his bad DMing that I was going to DM, and I had DM for his group, and I could probably say I was the bigger man, didn't treat DM like trash when I became the regular DM. In a way, I owe his bad DMing for making me a good DM. That is a lot. I will say, I've said this before, but I'll say again. Don't resolve issues within the game. Talk about advocate. I know. Listen, I know that. You know, I know like the person who played the evil overlord was cool with it. Because I assume he knew just, like, what they're planning. And he was just like, yeah, I'm cool with it. Sure, do that. And, you know, this is an evil campaign, so people were just, like, cool with it. But don't just, like, be like... So don't just be like, oh yeah, like, you know, I have issues with this. We're gonna resolve this in-game. Because, you know, what ended up happening is the DM did not like this. And, had the group of ogres beat up his character, or their character, and unfortunately, just like led to that. Just like I think what they should have done, is just like, you know, talk to the DM about just like, hey, I know you're doing this for laughs and whatnot, but This isn't okay to do. Don't make me the subject of something just for laughs and whatnot. Like, I want to enjoy this game, and this ruins the game for me, so please don't do that. The DM was very, very mean. And, you know, I will give LP this. I am happy they didn't decide to fight fire with fire at the end. And just like, yeah, despite how you treated me, I'll treat you fairly. And, you know, apparently they became a regular DM. And, you know, and at the end, it's just like, you know, they're thankful. I guess in a way, just like, you know, it's one of those nuances and whatnot. Just like, you know, in a way, if it wasn't for, you know, that one person's bad DMing, you know, it would have, like, you know, inspired him to, like, become a DM, and a good one at that, because apparently he became a regular DM. Yeah, I guess it's just like, you know, you get a DM that is so bad that you're just like, I can't do it any worse, and then you do it, and then they will love you for it. Yeah, exactly, Anel. Exactly. They learned how to be a better DM because of just like they saw what to not do as a DM or what bothered them from this DM. Went in so happily. I mean, yeah, that's fair. There'd be a not so fun end where the end isn't going to be, in fact, if you isn't going to be so intact. Oh, jeez. I mean, I personally wouldn't do, like, physical violence. If that's where you were going for that. I would... If the DM was such a problem, and it's just, like, I didn't like having him around, I would just leave and just, like, go find another group. I get this is the 90s, but it's just like... Yeah, no. Not for me. Going down swing, fuck that. Hi, Sorina, or Ine. Okay, I think I'm going to do, one last story. This is gonna be something more uplifting, and then I'll probably call it a stream. Okay, thank you for the rate of 4. Oh shit! Holy fuck! Hey Sonic, how's it going? How are you doing? June, make sure to give these peeps lovely shoutouts. But hey Sonic, hey Kit, how are you guys doing? I think you guys were playing Crash Team Rumble, or Crash Team. Is it called Crash Team Rumble? I think it's called Crash Team Rumble. I hope you guys had a lot of fun with that though. Hey Sonic, hey Kit, I hope you guys had a lovely, lovely stream. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, I'm just doing RPG horror stories at the moment, and this is gonna be my last one, and then I'm gonna just probably raid someone else. But thank you for dropping by. I do song with cooldown. Yeah, I understand. There's an annoying cooldown. As annoying. Do you be like, I like to roll to seduce? Yeah. This one was a good story. Let's see. 2 parties making their DM happy in despair. Alright, hang on. Alright, I'm curious what this one is. It's been going really well. It's been really chill. We've just been reading RPG stories. It's been fun. Alright. I realize I don't have any water left. I don't feel like getting any to get right now though, so I'm probably on ending soon anyway, so But this one's called 2 parties making their DM happy in despair. I'm not sure what that means. So thank you for the head pats. Thank you for the head pats. Yeah, let me make that smaller. Thank you. Much appreciated. Alright, Also, thank you for giving the shout out, June. Yeah, Zonic is a very lovely friend of mine. He's very nice. He's really cool. And Kit's also cool. I haven't talked with Kit all that much, but Kit's also pretty cool. Anyway. I pat you out, sir, but I don't think that's allowed. I mean... Do you know who you talking to? No problem, Sonic. Hope you have a good rest of your night. If you need to, go to bed or go rest, feel free to do so. Let's see, not sure if this is the best place, but it's a polar opposite to an RPG horror story. This seems like the best place. Alright, I like where this is going. Please stream on and where. Thank you, Sonic! Jack you. Last year I officially became a DM for 2 separate campaigns, oh Jesus. In the madness of homebrew world I created went on a brief hiatus over the Christmas period and the start of the new year. When I tried to return, I was met with some obstacles, from personal fears and imposter syndrome to players struggling to make sessions. So today, I sent out a group message to all my players asking who was still on board. who wanted to drop out. I even offered to combine or change group comps if people thought it would help. Honestly, I was expecting loads of people to say they wanted to drop out and be left without be left without about half of my former player base. Within a couple hours, I received responses from every single player saying how they wanted to continue, with 2 players citing new work commitments as reasons for temporary absences from the game. Everyone was incredibly understanding and reasonable, and even went out of their way to tell me they were looking forward to things starting up again. Aww. Amidst this, I also offered my players a chance to reset campaigns, change and do anything else to fix that, which they were unhappy with. A couple players wanted to change their characters, but everyone seemed happy with the campaigns I've been running. Some of these people were complete and total strangers to me before the pandemic, so I'm feeling pretty accomplished as a DM knowing that. After 6 weeks without their regular scheduled shenanigans from me and their companions, they still want to be joining in with what I do, even though some of them barely know me. I feel like I've lifted the DM equivalent of Monjin. I know what he's saying, but Jolnir. I think it's pronounced Jolnir. I'm gonna say. You know, Thor's hammer. Thor's hammer. You're doing well, and aw, thank you, Kit. Thank you. I'm doing well. I'm having fun. Right now, I'm still worthy. They still like what I've done, and I still have a pair of parties I can be proud of as a DM. My players are often chaotic, unpredictable, challenging, and creative to the point that leaves me face-palming mid-session. But they make every single session worth DMing. I'm so happy that they appreciate what I do. I just hope I can continue to give them sessions worthy of their time. TLDR, long hiatus between sessions and 2 campaigns. I asked my players who wants to continue and they all respond positively. Imposter syndrome can eat a dick. Yeah, so this one's just like more so just like, oh, like I've been away a while and I don't want to just like I'm worried that like my players won't no longer be interested. So I imagine to this person's delight, everyone besides a few players, but that was just more so due to just like, you know, jobs and stuff like that. But they were more than happy to just like join back up for the campaign. And you know, all was said and done, and that, honestly, I think that's just really, really sweet. We recently got into D&D. Yeah. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun. Let's see, hang on. Word of Archive. You say I to make the characters for people and for all the NPCs. It makes people feel more attached. I mean, if that's how it is, you know, you do you. I personally try to avoid as much just like AI artwork as I can, but you know, you do you. Also, welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy your stay. Yeah, it's iffy. It's got some good things. It's got some bad things about it. Alright, but yeah, that was a really cute story. I go through imposter syndrome, so I understand that feeling. I think I'll read one more just for another one, since that one was pretty short. Let's see here. How my house saved the day. Ooh. Okay, I'm curious about this one. Okay, this one's also short. So, yeah, I'm not gonna like give AI an entire bad rep. I understand why people have issues with it, but I also am not the type that's like, oh, you use AI, you're instantly a bad person. Nah. Like, I get why some people use AI. I get it. I only really have an issue with it if, like, people try to pass AI as their own artwork or even just, like, sell it as commissions. That, I think, is wrong. You should not do that. Let's see, this one's short. During a campaign I was in, I was playing a witch with 2 other players in the DM. We had been playing various campaigns together for years, but I'd never been the best at thinking outside the box. Well, we came face to face with a boss fight we were not prepared for. I was almost out of spells, and the rest of the party was not doing so well. Nothing we had seemed to be working, so one of the spells I had was Secure Shelter, and I asked if I could cast it slightly above his head. Because I can't draw, so using it for post-checking such as a bad... Yeah. It's fine for hobbies, but intrusive and toxic for professional use, typically. Yeah, I would agree, Saru.
I'm gonna turn the blender on. Just letting you know.
Alright, I'm gonna just like, Actually, you know what? Hang on. I'm gonna mute the stream for a little bit. Because my girlfriend's gonna be turning on the blender. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back, everyone. My girlfriend just like got done blending things. Alright, Alright, let's read the rest of this. Alright. Also, thank you for the finger pats and all that. That really does mean a lot. Hi, Flame Crystal. How are you doing? Oh, is this your first time seeing this outfit? Yeah, this is my maid outfit. Yeah, I don't haven't really worn it a lot yet. I want to wear it more soon. I just have to think of good games to play with this outfit on. I'm actually gonna be using this outfit this week for a special stream. And I'm gonna be having another new outfit in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, well, we came face to face with a boss, so we were not prepared for it. Almost out of spells, and the rest of the party was not doing so well. Nothing we had seemed to be working. So one of the spell I had was Secure Shelter, and I asked if I could cast it slightly above his head. Well, I could, and since it was not at the BBG, I did not need to roll for it, and there was no save. So I created a 20-foot square stone house above his head, and that's how the witch turned around and yellow brick road at a boss. I'm just like, oh, this is just like freaking Wizard of Oz. Follow the well brick toad. You mean the yellow brick road? Reverse Wizard. Yeah, it was like a witch saved the day. How ironic. Oh, you did that on purpose. Okay, gotcha. I think the rug followed them in that scenario. Alright. I think we'll read another one since I was also really short. Okay, that's all there is. Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can find a good one here. Alright, I can't... Okay, hang on. Maybe I can find... Okay, this is D&D story, so maybe we'll find something here. Okay, I accidentally crushed a forest. Better not be my forest. That was crucial to the campaign's story progression. Okay, this I do want to read. And this seems like a lengthy one, so I'll probably... yeah, this is a lengthy one. I'll probably just like have this one be our last story. There's an old Whose Line Is It Anyway sketch from Ryan Stiles? I think it's Stiles. During a scene from scenes from Hat segment. I don't remember what the prompt was, but Ryan came up with follow the yellow brick toad. Ah, I see. Oh, accidentally crushed the forest, Size Brain go brr. Of course you guys are just like Size Brain goes brr. You silly failings. This is the first time running one of these, so hopefully it isn't awful, but the thing I just did was so ridiculous, I had to share it. So the DM that I play with allows a lot of chaotic stuff to happen in our campaigns. I managed to somehow even leave him in shock. For a bit of background, the character I play has a long history of being a con man who keeps getting into trouble all the time, so I tried to pull off a scam every few sessions. A party was hired to investigate some mysterious things happening in the forest, so we were gearing up in this town before leaving. I ended up visiting a shop with a bunch of ships inside of glass bottles that could be cracked open to grow the bottle inside the actual... Oh shit, this actually is size stuff, guys! Oh yeah, Deku's over here being all cute. Only one of them was afforded being a standard size small ship. Think of the Straw Hat ship from One Piece. while the rest were massive ships for insane prizes. From what I understand, the plan was just to give the party a boat for a later part of the campaign, but I was a bit short on gold to get one. To solve this, I also gave the shop 2 weapons of mine to cover the rest of the class. Here's where the scam comes in. The class I am playing allows me to meditate with up to 2 weapons to allow myself to summon them at will, which we decided would work like Thor's hammer and Marvel. Well, after I got the bow and the session continued, it was like normal. Near the end of the first fight we had in the forest, I was preparing a funny way to finish off the beast. I asked the DM in which direction the town was. To position myself so the beast was between me and town. After that, I summoned my weapons back to me so they could collide with the beast and finish off in a glorious fashion. Here's where everything went wrong. I was told to roll for luck and unfortunately ended up with a horrific result. The entire shop stand was flying towards us because my weapons were stored inside of it. The shopkeeper was screaming as he... I'm losing it. Hang on. The shopkeeper was screaming as he flew through the air. As the shop stand hit the beast, 10 of these ships and bottles hit the ground, and 10 entire full-size ships started growing. Our party nearly escaped, and now a dungeon that we were supposed to find has been permanently crushed by a ship graveyard with 0 water anywhere nearby. The DM is now scrambling to try and figure out how to fix this campaign, as I've single-handedly crushed at least 8 hours worth of the story with 10 ships. That is fucking amazing. I love chaotic stories like that. It's just like, this is just like, oh no, something went terribly wrong, and this is, but it's like a hilarious type of wrong. It is so good. Really fun yeah, this is the kind of chaos I like to make in sessions. And I think that's gonna be it. I think that's gonna be it for this session. This is gonna be it for this session, or this stream rather. Hang on, actually, let me go ahead and close that out. Alright, thank you guys so much for coming. I'm surprised that hasn't happened in the size D&D. I mean, I'll probably send them a clip or send them the story, June. I'll just be like, hey, here's the story. Make of it as you will. And then, freaking, it's like, yeah. That was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for coming by to listen to me just, like, read RPG horror stories. Let's see if I can find a better, reliable source for them. Just so I can come across the more interesting ones. No problem. And you know, if you want like more chaotic D&D shenanigans live, I do play D&D with the Giggle Gang. It is not like every Tuesday around. There's not really a consistent time for it, but it's usually around, I would say 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Maybe longer. It really depends. And our sessions can be really, really chaotic. I will warn you, there are very dark things about the sessions, so if you're easily triggered, maybe don't watch them. Yeah, when okay, so when it's RPG horror stories, they don't mean in the just like, oh, spooky, scary. Nah. I mean, some of them can be like that, but like, it's mostly just like, something goes wrong due to a problem player or a problem DM or things or drama outside the like game. It's basically just drama. Sometimes it can be scary, sometimes it's just drama. That's just how it is. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. I plan on streaming tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna be streaming yet. I'm gonna be streaming Thursday with Deku. Gonna be playing Sonic Riders. And then Friday we're gonna be playing I don't know what I'm gonna be playing, but like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be streaming on Friday though. With that said though, I'll probably throw in a stream on Saturday too. Yeah. Get Disney to myself. Yeah, Deku, you sure do get me to yourself, huh? Anyway, we're gonna see who we can raid. You know what? Let's see, are they still streaming? What are they playing? Ah, they're playing Pokemon Infinite Fusion. And okay, they're safe for Tiny to oh my fucking god, Jim. Yeah, we're gonna be rating Neon Harper. They are really cool. I've talked with them for a bit. I hope I can like talk with them more in the future, but they are really, really cool. Yeah, they're playing Pokemon Infinite Fusion. And we're gonna go give them a raid. It's buffering on my end. I have no idea if that's because of Twitch being buggy or not. Alright, so we're gonna raid Harper. No, don't unmute that. No, bad. There we go. Alright, maybe you could ask that to be placed in a I swear to God. Yeah, let's go raid, Neon Harper. I'll see you guys either tomorrow or Thursday, depends if I decide to stream. See, I think I got that right. Alright! Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. It was a lot of fun. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of viewers. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon, so I'll catch you all later. Bye, everyone. It's nice seeing you. Later.